to discuss about the issues we've been having in the cooperative. So please, I would like to call on Aban Wondermonthly to please give us your preference. He was not speaking now, so please give us your preference.
I also be like thank you, oh Father. As we want to start this meeting, be with us, guide us, protect us, so that all our deliberation, let it be fruitful, oh Lord. These are many more we ask for, inshallah, alhamdulillah.
Amen. So welcome again. So we have informed the GenSec to be coming, that the meeting will hold. So while we wait for him, I will ask my able treasurer to please let us go through the agenda for this meeting, so that we can start. So calling to order of the meeting. So the welcome address will be said by me. The president is not available. He has a very important program to attend to today, which is why I was unable to come. So I'll be sitting in for him. So what do I have to say? What do I need to say is that I think it's very important, because we've been having some issues that have not been clearly answered. So that is why I pressed that we should have this meeting today, because if we say we should postpone this meeting again till tomorrow, tomorrow has its own day entirely for another different thing. So I would like to welcome you once again, so that then we move to the next agenda, which is reading of the minutes. So while the SecGen is not here, I will ask my able GenSec to please, able treasurer, please, to read the minutes of the last meeting.
Minute of the meeting of September 4, 2022 of the GCIOBA 85-cent Cooperative Multipurpose Society, held virtually on Zoom Cloud platform. Opening. Meeting was called to order by the cooperative president at 9:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. An opening prayer was said by Mr. Bimbola Ogutuga. President address, Cooperator Shayaro will welcome all members present and thank those who have contributed towards the building the shares capital of the society within the last month. He also celebrated Mr. Bowen Adebayo, Mr. Larry Opale, and Mr. Dare Arewa for being supportive to the Treasury by giving their time and skill towards preparing a formidable and correct account statement. Reading of the minute of the last meeting and adoption. Meeting held on July 3rd, 2022 was read to the House by the General Secretary and same was adopted by the House. Matters arising from the last AGM, new. Finance. The Treasurer gave a report that only 4 cooperators added to the share capital within the period. He explained that the account number provided by the bank for the new created sub-accounts were incorrect and members from making payment. He then informed the group that the bank account relationship manager has promised rectifying same as due updates will be pass across when done. Treasurer also was asked if the fund and
The treasurer was also asked to confirm personally to all members who made payment, as he is the practice, but observed to be lagging recently. Corporator Bukola Labi contested the balance in his share account following his last deposit and called for a correction as the figure share did not tally with his contribution. To this, the treasurer promised to check and revert. The treasurer was asked to confirm what charges were made on the account by the bank for the past month. All corporators were advised to confirm their positions with the share statement of account and made corrections with the treasury as necessary. Corporator Bimbolo Guchuga queried the management committee on why the majority of the borrowers are not performing with their repayment plans, and asked the society to reconsider issuing of loans to avoid financial losses. The president, after much deliberations, advised that the matter be rested until the next hybrid, that's physical stroke virtual meeting, scheduled for September 30, 2022. Reunion hybrid / physical virtual meeting. The hybrid meeting was agreed to hold on September 30, 2022 by 4 p.m. at the GCI premises, Akpata Ganga Ibadan, which coincides with the class set annual reunion and anniversary meeting. There is, however, a need for volunteers to host the meeting. AOB. Corporator was asked to stay down. One corporator was asked to stay down the matter of credit rate till the hybrid meeting of September 30th. Admission of new members already interviewed by the credit committee will also be considered on its merit by the MANCO, and final admission will be done at the meeting of September 30th, 2022. If found acceptable, admission of the non-85 set members will also receive attention. We also receive attentions at the meeting as some people outside the fold of 85 set old boys have been indicating interest to be part of the good thing going on in the cooperative society. Our AXA Mansard report is still pending adoption and will be out to bed by the next meeting. Closing. The meeting was brought to a close with a prayer by Mr. Aziz Adekunle at 9:59 p.m. Meeting was adjourned till the hybrid meeting on September 30th, 2022 in Ibadan, Oyo State. Attendance, which I will omit, which anybody that wants to check that can also do. So I think that wraps up the meeting minutes. We can move to the. Is there any observation that you might want to add or not to that before we move into adoption?
I think everything was captured.
Yes. So I think that's so.
Sorry, please, before we move for adoption, I just want to. Those people in the diaspora, are they?
No, they are not.
They are not. Do we form?
And why it's important that we have this meeting, because we understand the timing, and then there was no room for us to start setting up for them to call it,
Okay.
Which is why the meeting is being recorded.
Go ahead.
Okay, so at least it is now be in our record that the meeting was held, and whatever information or question will now depend on the outcome of this meeting for us to move ahead, than for us to postpone and not have it. Okay. So the next.
So I move for adoption.
Seconded by name.
Olala.
Seconded by Olala. So let's go to the number 4, finance. That's where we are now. So I think that's where the treasurer needs to come in and then. Okay.
we might need to share since we are not ready.
I do a point.
Just 5 copies.
You're coming.
No, 5.
5 copies.
Then we can have one while we give them 4. Since you are going to be using this one to read out, so I can always, chairman can also have it. So you can use that one to read, but you want to read it. No, that's yours.
I want to give this up.
Okay, sorry. No.
We have 4. Then this removes.
That's making, no.
Is it the same?
It's the same thing.
Okay. Is it the same thing?
Yeah, I only have one.
No, wait a minute.
Can use that. You can use this.
Very correct.
So making 2. One is
That's
on
so-
savings.
So that we save time.
Yes, the first one is report from the credit committee. Sorry, income and expenditure. I just want us to glance through so that we won't waste much of our time. Just let's go through.
Okay, so already on the platform. So we just need to okay, this is okay. This is based on the finances that we have incurred. So
Now the expenses for the month, the total expenses for the month, that is the second page in the first one. We have
So are we dealing with dollars here? Because I'm seeing dollars.
don't worry.
no, he's asking because he's saying it.
Because
Sorry, I want to
because I'm not, when I saw $5,000, that's a lot of money.
you know, I want to prepare $1 stuff.
That's it. Okay, so please go ahead.
So we have 250 naira for expenses.
The expenses as in bank charges.
Yes, bank charges, no, the stamp duty. And
That's charges.
250 naira. Then the total money for savings, we have 45,000. For shares, we have 10,000
For the month of September.
for the month of September. Any question on this before we move on? Well, we move to the next one. I need to read report on savings. That's the second one. We only have 3 competitors that contributed into the savings this month,
Okay.
which is 45,000 naira. And the total amount of money so far contributed this year is 3,704,836 naira. So far this year.
That's the amount contributed this year. From January to September 30th.
And as at today, from the inception, we have been able to contribute 292 naira 60 kobo. Moving to the next page, you will see some things there. We have the shares and the savings. You can just compare
All these ones are available on the platform.
on the platform. We still have questions. We expect. The last one is report on shares. Only one competitor contributed money for shares this month, which is 10,000 naira. And you can look through your shares. You may not be able to, because we didn't put competitive on. Sir? Yes, it's on the platform. So any question on the 3 before we go on? Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
From the committee, credit committee report on shares.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said the total number of money contributed this year is amounted to 3 million.
I'm not talking about share. That was not share.
That's not sure.
Look at the second report, you see.
Okay. I've seen the savings, sorry. I thought you were talking about shares.
If I still want to talk about shares, I can talk about shares. Maybe
No,
I
I've
should
seen
say
shares.
Let me quickly talk about shares so that we know. Total money contributed so far in year 2022 on shares 1,463,580. And the total money contributed on shares as of today from the beginning is 8,825,042 naira 50 kobo. And the total amount of shares that has been purchased as of today, 3,530,17 shares. Can we move on? Any questions?
Then the next item on the agenda is the committee.
Sorry, before we go on, you see your reports. None of them is on the platform. None of them is on the platform. None. None of them is on the platform.
I wanted to raise that thing, that observation before. That anytime you want to give us this thing, please send it earlier, so that we should be able to print it and go through it. That we should do the minus and plus.
Before the meeting, which is why it's important for us to have this. Because I know it has only been posted on the Manco, which should have been shared by the Treasury team on the main cooperative forum platform, so that everybody will have access. Good, thank you, sir.
Sorry.
No, you can send it later because of
The time. So, but make sure you do that. The next item is the committee report. Report on the committee report on.
Before that,
Yeah.
my question is on the savings. I noticed that on the platform that the treasurer has listed the accounts. But,
The new accounts that we have
new
opened
accounts.
for different.
The treasurer complained that one account is not functioning.
That's the share.
That's shares.
I think he has confirmed today that it's not working.
It's not
Let me
working.
answer that. Up to
Now, it's not working because I tried to pay money to it. It's not working.
When, sir?
That was like maybe 2
That's some
Shares?
Yes.
shares and loan accounts, not
One of the accounts
Shares.
Let me explain.
Shares.
The
Wait,
shares
let me
account,
hear
Except
very
they've
well.
corrected it now.
the shares account is working. The loan account is just working.
Okay.
I transferred money into the loan account this afternoon, and I
It was
received.
successful.
how do you have to wait till today before you can start?
Because you know we still have so many important areas to touch that we need to really discuss about. Then,
Because it was not working before.
Is that what today?
is it on the report on the new member?
Our treasurer.
Committee report. Then number 5. Okay, I think that we'll wait for the secretary to come and explain what this committee report means. Then admission of new members.
Is it coming?
Yes, I've called him and he said he will join us. Yinka Debui. I've called him 3 times. He said he will be joining us. No problem. While we wait for him, let's quickly touch through other
Okay, that's it.
things here. So we'll wait for him. Then admission of new members. Unfortunately,
Sorry, sir, before you do the admission of the members, I want to ask about the loan. Is the loan performing now?
we are getting to that now. Those are the very important things that we need to treat. Because it's very important. It's important we treat all these issues because so the admission of new members, unfortunately, Adewumi Adegoke has a pressing issue that he needs to attend to in Lagos. He will not be available, and likewise, Liam Ulubi, who has just confirmed to us, finishing up from the main field, that his wife and daughter are on their way coming to Ibadan from Lagos. So he needs to pick them up. So we will not be able to introduce them as the new West member to this meeting. So that will be done when we're having the next.
Sorry, my vice chairman.
Yes.
Are they the only 2 that show interest?
No, they are the only 2 that are to be introduced now. Yes, because they are the only two that we have done interviewed for, that we have interviewed. The rest that have shown interest, which have not been interviewed.
Maybe I should answer that question. We received interest from 3 people, and we sent out a letter of invitation to them for an interview. Only 2 responded.
Okay, go on.
So we are now in AOB. So please, I would like Olelawi, thank you so much for taking notes, to take notes of these discussions. 1, loan performances.
Apostle, you are late, we'll find you.
Then, you're welcome. 2, issues surrounding guarantors and taking loan. I think I posted that report at our meeting with Mr. Jai, but we still also need to discuss that. But I think our pressing issue is this non-performing loan, which I think we all know those who are not performing. So maybe the treasurer will give us that particular report. What is the update on loan performance?
Thank you, sir. Good evening. On what? Loan performance. Loan performance. We have been able to give out loan to 3 people. 4 people.
4 people.
One has expired. We still have 3 on. And then the first one, we're having problem, is not performing at all. And he has decided not to pay since. He paid last in July. Last year. He paid only one in July, and by April, we are putting some loan at. Up till now, he has refused to pay since
July last year.
No, since April this year. The second one, I'm sure in the next a month or 2 months time, he should clear his loan. The third, he has started paying, while the fourth one is on probation because you have 3 months before you start paying. After 3 months, then you start paying. That is the condition.
I think I would like to make a broader clarification of that. Does anybody want to say anything first? What Dimex is saying is that the first.
Then my question comes.
Okay, all right, sir.
Please, tell when treasurer is reporting those default, please make sure you mention their numbers.
Okay.
Only the numbers. It's been stated here. The fourth one and the other 3. When you are,
He said 3.
always
It's 4.
let's have their numbers.
Another thing.
I'm sorry, before you go, I only recorded 3.
And so it's now
That
4.
the first one supposed to have finished the loan by April.
Yes.
The second loan in the next 2 months. And the third one to start next month. The fourth one will have
Started performing.
Okay, the fourth. Okay.
Is it up
Why
to,
the last
is the
one?
third one up to date in performance?
Okay. Another thing is that you should have a report
On loan
on this, not offhand. You guys have written reports. You should read us that report.
Yeah.
I've seen it. We have it on the platform. Read it to us so that we don't keep guessing. There are numbers and digits attached to those things. It's easier that way. So
work on figures.
Maybe you should wanted to clarify.
Yes, I wanted to clarify that.
Maybe Agaki's explanation will answer some of our questions.
Okay.
So that we don't keep asking and asking, because I
Make it better, because make it better.
wanted to ask questions.
Thank you very much. This is what I want. This is what I want to clarify, so that we know. There's no need for us to be
Okay,
beating around the bush. Alelawi, please, let's have this meeting. The first loan taker, I think he only made payment once, which is Corporate 027. That's at Ayobi, which I'm sure we all know the news around is not performing, non-returning, not doing anything about the money that he has been given as loan. Then the second loan taker is in Kadebi, which I'm sure from what he has said, he has been performing.
Corporate 002.
Corporate 002, which is in Kadebu, is performing. Now, the third loan taker is our treasurer, Wale Daramola, Corporate 004. He's the one that has not been performing.
004.
Yes, now, he's the one that has not been performing, that has not performed. I think this is the third or fourth month that we have been expecting him to make a payment. So if you hear what he was saying earlier, he's making it clear that he has made a payment today to the loan account. So the performing that he's referring to is the payment in which he has made today, which is like 3 to 4 months due. That is where that is. Then
Did you clear all?
he has not. No.
The loan is still not performing technically, but the cooperator has started repaying.
Yeah, so I mean, those things
Those
need to
words
be
clarified.
yes. That's why I
Because
said
as
it
started
has
performing could mean the 3 outstanding were paid off.
cleared, exactly.
Which so the last one is which he said is due soon for repayment.
The last one is performing as it is.
It's because it's not yet due for repayment.
Is a,
What's
no,
the number?
Corporate 01.
It's performed because
It's performing.
The interest has been paid upfront, so it's performing.
Exactly. So at least you see.
Forget about this thing.
No.
Still waiting for 3 months.
Corporate 001, sir. What you have said is very important.
Yes.
Because there's one thing we need to understand, sir. We are not playing, sir. Please, we need to understand that when it comes to money issues, at least we've been having this anniversary for a while now. We know what it is to spend money. And we can even see that even when we sit down together and plan, new things always comes up. So we need to be serious with what we have at hand now. It's not something we joke about. So Corporate 001 loan is performing. So the only issues we have is Corporate 001, which is at Daya Bayomi, and then 027. So except if the treasurer now wants to tell us that as of today I have cleared my arrears, or I have just made a 1 month payment into the previous month that I am due to make payments on. No. I'm not talking about very soon, sir. I'm not saying you should talk on, but I'm just telling you that look, it's important that we clarify issues.
That's why what's said
It's very important. So
have
a report.
Report.
There should be a report that
There is a report, but that report is
which he said he has read. So I think that clarifies that. I don't think if anybody else has anything to add before we move to
I'm sorry that the same way we didn't spend time on all this without
yes.
breezed
So it's
over
important that the next meeting we are having, the Treasury should please come with a complete detailed report of the performances of the loans that have been taken, their name, their number, the months at which they have paid to. So we need to have this thing. That is why, because any payment you make is local entry. You have your own alert, the creditor has his own alert, the person that's receiving also has his own alert. So it should be clear. So that is that. And the second one I really want us to have a clear understanding about, which is the Corporate 027 issue of the loan that she has taken. Because I'm sure you noticed that we had some misunderstanding on the forum about how we have to go about getting the money back. So if there's a particular place that's a bit tricky in our constitution, when we read it, so okay, fine. If this is what it says, let us have a discussion with that's Mrs. Ajay. So we met with her and we asked her that, look, the information we are getting that you are sending to us is that if somebody takes a loan, what are the
guidelines if the person refuses to pay. And she made it clear that, okay, fine. If somebody refuses to pay, the first thing we need to do is to look at what that person has as savings shares with the association. Then whatever that person has must be the first and foremost thing that we will remove.
Recover
Everything.
Yes. Yes. So now, if that does not cover, the loan that
the bad loan,
then the guarantors comes in. So the guarantors now comes in 50-50 of the balance. They come in and share the balance. And while this is happening, until that particular issue has been resolved, the guarantors can't take any loan. Until the person you guaranteed,
Okay, guarantor cannot take.
cannot take a loan until what they guaranteed has been cleared.
What is guaranteed?
Okay.
You understand, sir? Okay. So that is that. And that if at the end of the day, every effort that is being made to recover that money from the borrower, if it fails to respond, then we can invite them and let them know that, look, we have tried our possible best in getting our money back from this individual, but it's not performing, so they can now come in. We will write them an official letter for them to come in and take it up with that person for them to be able to recover our money. Why we said that was that, hold on, sir, we didn't tell them of the mistake we made of the double payment that the borrower got. You know, the issue is what the guarantors guaranteed is the loan that was given to him. There was no agreement between us and the guarantors that we are going to make a mistake.
The guarantors have nothing.
They have no issues with him. So the clear issue is yes.
The guarantors have
It's
nothing.
only on that one.
I'm not getting
That
you.
one is like,
Okay.
They credited him twice
Twice.
of the
Same amount.
Yes.
amount.
Same amount.
and he refused to.
He refused to pay the first
loan
one,
and second.
and the second one, he never said anything about it. He has not even returned it. So you see, what I'm trying to say is that actually, we have gotten to the age of where we need to be very cautious with what we are doing.
Before you go on, sir, please, we don't really have an issue with that.
Yes, sir.
The treasury team that made the mistake should be the guarantor of the second one.
No.
It's very simple. It is very, very simple and clear.
No, there's an issue surrounding
you
that,
did not get
which is why you need to ask how did that come about. You were at the AGM in DRA when the president explained in detail how this issue came about. The treasurer has given our accounting officer the go-ahead to initiate a payment, the first payment, which she delayed and made it clear to us that she would not be able to do it because she has to travel
On leave.
on leave, which you know the way our accounting officer. So, and you are aware of the noise that was going on during that time on the platform that the loan was being delayed. So he was forced to initiate another payment. So I think along the line, the accounting officer, in order not to disappoint us, had to dedicate somebody to initiate that payment again. So the truth of the matter is that fine, you have been paid twice. An association that you belong to, that you grew up together with. And for you not to think it is worthy of you to make your association know that there was a mistake, I got this particular amount twice. And up till now, nothing has happened. You have not paid that money back, you have not even shown any concern. To me, it's unacceptable. We don't do that at this age because we need to be careful. Now, ask me why, sir. If the money had been much more than that, look at the other loans we are talking about that are having issues. When will somebody want to come and guarantee again?
I have some questions surrounding. I actually have about 3 comments, but please let me take them one by one. Surrounding this double payment issue.
Yes, sir.
You know, my first question is: do we get debit alerts when the cooperative account is debited?
As of that time, he was the only one getting the alerts.
Sir, didn't you get 2 double alerts?
You got one.
I got only one. I know it's possible anyway, but I think my advice is let's pay more attention to, even if you don't get the SMS, an email most likely.
Yes.
would have come.
That has been rectified now. Because right now we have an email.
Email alert.
So the email alert comes into the group mail and it comes to president's mail and secretary's mail. So we all get the alerts in the email now, but he's still the only one getting the other alert. But that email alert is constant.
Okay, fantastic.
Very good.
Still surrounding that, I mean, while I was listening to that, I was wondering how this thing played out, because you said an instruction was given to the account officer. Via what means? Was it a check that was sent to the account officer? Instruction. Signed.
Yes.
Signed by the signatories.
Yes.
Okay, so he got that.
Soft copy.
Yeah, so when she couldn't deal with that, we had to initiate our.
Now, I think what she did was to put it on ambiguity. I may not be able to do it, I'm on leave.
She told me point blank that she's not available.
You understand? So he now took a physical copy and went into a nearby branch.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you here. We're not going to deal with this like Ibadan people at all, because this matter is a case of deliberate intent to possess what is not yours. It is called taking, I don't want to use steal, but that is what it is. When you possess what is not given to you, what is not yours, it is stealing in law. So when you see two debit credit alerts, same amount, different periods.
And you saw your brother.
Where is it coming from?
That you belong to.
And now that thing ran for 6 months until we were audited in December.
When we were auditing in December.
That's why you.
It wasn't discovered because he wasn't balanced, and he wasn't even crying out that he wasn't balanced. We would have looked at that book together.
So my second comment is that, just like I already said, we need to take these things seriously. I'm sorry to say, these things are a lot more serious than we seem to be taking them. For instance, our account officer, I don't know who this person is, was also very negligent. Or, pardon me, I'm not privy to what transpired. But if she told you or told us that she wasn't going to deal and went ahead to deal, the least she could have done is to make sure she tells you, I have been able to do this. See, I'm not saying
Which will give us a
we should
follow-up.
do anything, but I'm trying to say we should send strong words to her to let her know that we do not take this lightly.
Please permit me to also interrupt you before you continue. Account officer is Amos Olade's wife.
Oh, okay.
She has attitude. Very strong attitude. In fact, Jimex can't deal well with her. It has to take Sheye to deal with her sometimes, because she comes at you and she makes you understand she's really busy.
No, we don't have to stay with her.
So that pressure was affecting him, and he wasn't able to, he's a slow speaker. She's a very fast talker. So, yes, I'm busy now. So while he's trying to explain, she just moves on or something. I'm not available, blah, blah, blah.
So
and then
do we have to stay with her?
No, let me explain.
We do not have to stay with someone
That's
that
the
we can't
reason
work
why
with.
all our
several
transactions
factors responsible for that issue.
are going directly to.
No, we can request for a change in account officer from the bank.
Yes.
That's not a big
Or
deal.
we can open another account.
We don't have to stay with her.
Amos
What is
was-
some-
Amos
what
was
is
very-
something else?
The scenario there
That's how he brought
was
it.
we send the letter to her,
Exactly.
and automatically, whenever she's on leave, the letter goes to another person's mailbox. And I give her a call, and she told me that letter will not be attended to. That was the reason why. That was why I have to pick up the copy of that letter, take it to
So, and when this happened, we didn't take it up with her. We should have.
We didn't know until 6 months. He didn't
No,
discover.
no.
He didn't discover until 6
didn't
months.
discover until
He only
6
got alert for one.
November.
So I think we
July
should
to
not
November.
overflog that issue,
Yeah.
that particular issue. Okay.
I'm sorry, please, I'll start with this Yoruba dish. Let me start with this. The mistake
Has been made.
has been
Exactly.
made. You should try and look for the solution.
We have the solution.
One, I want to start.
We have the solution.
Okay, you have the solution already. But let me
Your question.
let me
go ahead.
suggest some solutions. One, instead of calling the account officer, we can change our accounts from one. Because she too is not sincere with us. can change, or probably you should open an account. The last time I saw the chairman saying that we now having 3 accounts or so.
Yes.
Is it new account or what?
They are still with her now.
The 3 account is still with her.
I don't think
Please, I'm not happy.
They are just
I don't
some
think
accounts.
it should be a big deal. To
Even
request
his husband is
taking
not a member of this
That's not a
corporate.
big deal at all.
He's a member, but he's not performing.
He's not a member.
I don't think he's a member.
He's
I've
not
not
a
been
member
seeing
of
him.
the cooperative.
I've not been
He
seeing him.
has been
We
We've removed
evicted people
Yeah.
who didn't contribute as at 2022 January.
for 3 years.
So,
I think
So, sorry,
We should look
on a final note, my own suggestion is that we should change our account officer.
Yeah.
And if he's not ready to go, we should kindly change the account. Thank you.
No, there's nothing like ready
Now
to
let
go
me
there
let
now.
me explain one thing.
No, they don't let
After that scenario, mo rò bóyá gbà tó discover pé ó dàbí pé àwọn owó kan ń wọlé sínú account, attitude dey change sincerely,
became more friendly.
more friendly.
Because we now have
Because it adds up to her whatever.
float me now.
Yeah.
She dey see 10 million float now.
So, if I was in it like that, I'll just ask, we still need the association to write a formal letter to her.
Exactly.
Because at least 140,000 is not as common.
That's why I said.
Because she cost it.
Yeah.
So we need to write a formal
That's why I
letter.
said
She will not accept that.
She doesn't have to accept. We should make her, you know why this is important? We let her know what this is costing us so that she can sit up, even if we're going to still stay with her. So that she knows that we do not take this lightly and we will not take a recurrence of anything like that. That's sloppiness on her part. You tell us you're not going to do something, the next minute you do it, and we have taken, a double action. Now it has caused us. I'm just trying to say that we should let her know that we will not take, something like that anymore.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I think that is what we have been saying all along. But my issue is also with a member of our association who I don't know what to use in qualifying his actions.
We already know that we have dealt with that.
But at least that from what Mr. Ajayi told us, if we are to follow the date by which the second entry was made, he's due for a letter from us. He is due that we should give him a letter to let him know that look, we are expecting that money from you. It's not a free gift. And failure on his part to return that money to us, the second one, the first one has been cleared. The issue, the law guarding the first one is not that we are going to tell the guarantors to clear it while we authorize the second payment with his savings in the association. No. What Mr. Ajayi has told us that the laws that govern that particular loan that he took, that's the first loan that he took, is whatever he has with us, the savings and shares, should first be deducted. Now, if it doesn't cover the loan that we have given to him, yes, the guarantors comes in and clear.
Which is what we did.
Exactly, sir. Which is that is the final solution to that.
Have you carried out the instruction?
That's what this is. If you read what this was posted on the platform, we had the meeting on Wednesday. The Manco was informed that same Wednesday that this is the final. This is what Mr. Ajayi has told us, which the Treasury now knows what to do when they are sending out the next update on deduction and subtraction and addition. That this guy, whatever he has with us, is now zero. Now the remaining amount to balance that initial loan now will be deducted from the two guarantors in 50%. So the second mistake loan payment that was made to him now, we now look at the date at which the money was being given to him. Once that date passes beyond the limit, then we need to let him know. We write him a letter. Look, we are expecting you to return that money back because of the mistake.
Is there a limit for the second one?
At least.
Who is setting the limit? It's an error, it's an error. No, you should have returned it immediately. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, that's not a loan now. It's a police case.
I understand. No, hold on.
That's second one.
Hold on. You know, when we discussed with Mrs. Ajayi, we never told her about that if somebody refuses to pay up, what do we do? Because we can't be mixing the truth for her.
Alright.
So she now said that if somebody refuses to pay, after several attempts to write him or whatever, if he fails to do that, let us know. Then we come in to make sure we get our funds, your funds back for you from the individual. So which means now, we now need to let Operator 027 know that look, the second payment that was being given to you was not a free gift. you need to return that money. This is the amount of time we are giving you. Failure to do that, we write an official letter and reporting to the headquarters where Mr. Ajayi is, and they will take it up from there to get the money back.
Sorry, before you go, please, I want to ask a question, please, sir. Okay. Have you informed me about the second loan? Have you informed me about the second loan?
That's what he just told you.
Second payment.
Second loan. It's not the first loan.
Not loan.
Not loan.
Can't catch that.
Okay, have you informed me about the second?
One has please. Let me just chip in something.
No.
You know, if you are going about it,
Fine, sir.
I couldn't be.
Yes, sir.
if you are going about it that way,
Hello, sir.
I foresee a problem. They didn't collect a loan from you guys.
Exactly.
You understand? He will tell them that he did not collect a loan.
How far?
Simple.
So prove to them that he collected a loan.
Hold on. Let me explain to you.
Now, sorry, sir.
Okay.
Sorry. Now, it's not a loan. It's not classified as a loan. However, it could have been converted to loan because he got money that he didn't return. It could have been a civil case, but we didn't, because it's cooperative society. He was advised that you are owing the cooperative this amount based on this transaction. He has been formally advised. We wrote the letter, he signed it on our letterhead. We included the 136,000 blah 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 plus the balance net of 25,000 that he paid. So he was indebted to that tune. Now all that has been recoverable from his account was the 70,000 and then the whatever we got from the guarantors for the first leg. So that 136,000 is still standing there. Now, what we need to do now is to move on this man. This man is our friend. He's somebody we know. He's not a ghost. We have people who are close to him among us, very close to him, who sit and dine and play with him. Let us get this guy to do a format of repayment. It is very simple. Drop 20K on monthly basis. Pay down in 6.5 months. Drop 15K on monthly basis. Pay down in so. Failure to do that, it is, that is the first thing, because he cannot survive without, if all of us turn against him. He's our friend. So that is what I think. Looking at anywhere else to recover that money is only, quote and unquote, alienating people from becoming guarantors. And second point, sir, the cooperative cannot draw from people's savings without their express permission to do so. What we can do is advise them to pay, which is what we wrote in the letter, that they should pay the amount, so amount that this guy has outstanding. Pay. So they are supposed to pay. They are the ones that may not lie us and say, okay, take it from my savings. Because their savings is their savings. It's not meant to be taken to fulfill an obligation.
Depends on what the Constitution says.
The obligation is that they will pay when the guarantor owes. But their savings is part of their membership when it is
It depends on what the law says. If the law says, if you do not pay by so
once
take the
they need to give us
to cover it.
No, the law doesn't say
Then so be
the
it.
law doesn't have a setup.
Excuse me, I think Vice President, because of the meeting on Wednesday, please clarify that. And you have said it.
I have said
but
it. This is the issue. Like what Inka is saying. Now the ball is in our court. The reason why this thing took so long was because there was a long expanse of time that we were discussing, dilly-dallying about this particular issue, which is the right approach to go about it. If you remember, that it's either the guarantors must be the one to pay the 100%, then whatever he has in the account should be utilized based on the second loan. This was this issue, and this is why I have to be honest, that the Treasury team needs to man up. The Treasury team, I'm being sincere, sir, needs to man up. Because you see, we are all just bringing in suggestions. We are not going to be the one to get in touch with this particular individual. It is what you tell us. Because I can see in so many areas, so many times, that even the same questions are being asked over and over and over and over until we decide, okay, look, let us get to the bottom of this matter because we are not getting these things clearly. Now, the president has suggested, okay, if you don't get this thing clearly, let's have a meeting with Mr. Ajayi, which we did. And she has clarified this issue with us. And you know, if you look at it, we are adults. We need to be logical. Why are the guarantors being told that 2 of them is needed to guarantee 50%? They must have 50% of what the borrower wants to take in their account. So that should, in case, what Inca is initiating is that, hey, you guys, enter are you paying
cash
or
do we debit?
You know, we have the power, but it's like an option. That okay, somebody might not say, Kilota is a below, I don't want to touch my savings. I will just transfer the 24K.
Exactly.
So that option must be put on the table. That's what Inca is saying.
Okay, were you referring to the guarantors?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, no.
So that's what he's saying.
I thought you were referring to the borrower.
No. So because of time, to lay this matter to rest, what we need to do is now that the secretary, I think it's the secretary that needs to write him officially. No, I mean on how he's going to pay back the 140K.
Yeah.
The loan that was given to the money that was paid mistakenly to his account.
We have written him to pay within 2 weeks.
And he has not
Failure
done it.
for which we will take actions which might take him to the Lagos Cooperative Society.
So and that 2 weeks has lapsed.
It has elapsed. And that's one of the reasons why the matter went to the Cooperative Society. Now they have given us clarification. So we now need to agree on how to best approach it. And my advice is moral suasion. He should give us a repayment plan. He will be the one that will say, I undertake to pay this way. And then we will now sign and agree with it. So when he fails, we'll have a problem. We can now take it up and blow it.
I think that's the next line of action.
That is moral suasion first.
You indicated that, or maybe that's what I got, that your discussion with Mrs. Ajayi is like the, what's it called? What's their organization? Cooperative. It's like we did not intimate them on the fact that it's not even. It was an error payment.
No, we never even discussed that with her.
We didn't discuss that with them at all.
Yeah, because the mistakes from her end. What we discussed with her was to clarify.
Where I'm going is this. By the time we get to that level that I want to take to them, we will need to open up to say, look,
this is what happened. Then yes, you know why
because we're not charging.
Well, that's why we never discussed it with her. The issue we had was how to go about the loan, the repayment of the loan. Are the guarantors going to be debited 50% of their money, or
100%?
Or 100%? That was the issue. So that was what took us so long. And once we have confirmed with Mr. Ajayi that look, it's not done that way. Whatever the guy has must go first before the guarantors must come in. Now that we have that answer, the treasury team knows what to do. Now get in touch with the guarantors. This is what this guy is having in the account, which has been zeroized. This is what you guys are coming in for. Are you paying this money from your pocket, or we are removing it from your savings, or whatever? You understand? So once we give them that option now, we know that should be done as fast as possible. That before the next meeting, we have that answers on the table. Then I believe when everybody is around there at the next meeting, we can now start from where we are stopping now on how the other people may have their own idea how we are to go about the second payment.
Sir, we don't need any second person. I think we should.
I think I'm supporting what Apostle
I've said.
But in addition, I think we have a bigger organization, which is our class set.
Exactly.
I think when someone defaults, that one is apart. They wrong payment into your account, and that person wasn't sincere to tell the association that mistakenly this money was wrongly playing into my account, and I've used it, and I will pay this money by this social time deliberately.
And it's not remorseful up till now.
So I
15
think
months later.
What we are going to do is this. After the letter being sent from the association cooperative, then we can now inform the bigger body, which is the class set. We need to inform them because many want to join the cooperative, and they want to join the cooperative society. And once they notice that there is some people that are defaulting, they will be staying away. So we need to tell our bigger organization, which is the class set, so that people will know that this particular person has been defaulting, and at the same time,
I'm going to suggest that we don't mix them up. This is an incorporated body. We're duly registered, totally autonomous of the set. Okay? If we want to embarrass him, yes, you can say, okay, we'll embarrass him among people, just to persuade him. But as it is now, I don't think the operator we're talking about will be embarrassed that way. I don't think so. I don't think it won't work for him. I believe that moral suasion will still work. If we can sit him down and let him know that we need a plan within now and the next meeting. He should give us a schedule of repayment, how he wants to pay. And it should start before the next meeting. This is what you are owing. We can get him another letter to that effect. This is what you are owing now. That has been done, that has been done. And we need you to schedule a payment by yourself. Or do you agree to this kind of schedule? If he signs it, and then we'll discuss it in the open assembly. That also cooperator has agreed to pay overtime. It's a bad debt.
Exactly.
It has to be written off, first of all, and then recovered as income.
Okay, fine. If he doesn't agree,
okay, so
what are we going to do?
Okay, so I was going to say.
So we have to go.
I was going to say this. I totally agree with you, but I also think we need to be proactive. We need to also discuss if
worst case scenario.
If that does not happen,
so
what is the next step?
So we take
I
it
think
for
we need to, so that it's not after he fails.
Yes, okay.
So that it's not when he fails, we now start
Our next
meeting
meeting
again.
is next month.
And saying, you know.
Now the only November.
Mr. Vice Chairman.
Yes, sir.
See, the truth must be told. We are all friends. And the person in question is not a stranger.
Exactly.
Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call him and tell him. Only dead baby.
Beg.
The truth must be told. It is wrong. Very, very, very wrong. Integrity issue. Don't joke with it. In fact, when I had it, I was bitter in my spirit. I said that kind of person exists in our midst. And you are still not
remorseful
about it. No. Let's tell him. I'm telling you. Let's tell him. And if we did not, we know the way to get that money out.
Thank you, sir. Which is why I say one step at a time, sir. Now we have come up with an idea suggested by the secretariat and the rest. Okay, look, let's send him a letter that we need you to give us how you are going to pay back this money
within the next 12 months.
Within the next 12 months. How do you want to pay it?
So how long do we wait?
He needs to answer us before the next meeting.
No.
It has to be immediate.
No. If he says, okay, I agree, I'll pay you 10,000 monthly, and we say, we're fine. Like you said, bad debt, we want to recover. How long do we wait for him to ascertain that he's not paying for us to take the next action?
No, but we have to set a deadline with that letter. The first payments must be made.
So when we set the deadline and it fails,
then we have to bring in people who can recover money here. People who know him enough. Even if you have to go marshal, enter his house, and do what these loan sharks do.
Yes,
are we authorized to do that?
Are we not friends? Are we not friends?
We will do it.
So for Lopamuani.
Like.
You will enter his house, or
his own case is even bad.
Alabi will enter his house.
His own case is even bad.
We are taking out this TV today if you don't do something.
Because the way I see it, sincerely speaking, you know, we were saying we'll take it to cooperative. This
that one is not going to work.
It's actually not a cooperative.
It's an internal matter.
Yeah, it's not a cooperative issue.
To deal with it. Yeah.
This particular one.
It's not a cooperative. That's what I was trying to point out. Hello, please. Let's do one of time.
Yeah, we are landing up already.
I'm sorry.
May I have more point? AOB, are we still on AOB?
Yes.
Okay, first question. Is the 3 months moratorium the standard thing? 3 months.
It's in our bylaw.
Waiting period.
Yeah.
Yes. Waiting period.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So the second one is not a question, but more like a comment, and fortunately, it has to do with everything that we've been discussing. And this is my take. You know, there are various cooperative societies everywhere. The workplace, schoolmates, friends, and all the rest. And there are different scenarios, different approaches. I've had the opportunity to belong to a cooperative that is a workplace cooperative. Sincerely speaking, of course there are issues everywhere, but I believe when it's a workplace cooperative, maybe it is a lot more controlled.
It is easier.
Because it is easier. Yes, it is easier. It comes with its own issues anyway, because if your management messes up, I was a victim. Where am I going? What I'm trying to say is this. I think we need to, like we've been saying, we need to get so serious to the extent that we don't paint a scenario that we are desperate to bring in people to the extent that this thing that is happening to us keeps happening to us. Where am I going? We need to be very deliberate. We need to be very serious when we take applications, when we interview, when we confirm, when we accept. We need to be extremely serious. Now, we're talking about guarantors when people take loans. I think we should actually have that defense mechanism right from intake, because of the peculiarity of this particular kind of cooperative organization. This is not a workplace organization. You want to take someone in, you don't even know the kind of business the person does, you don't know where the money is going to be paying monthly, it's going to come in, you understand? I think we need to put some framework in place. It cannot never be 100%, you know, but at least we need to do some level of hard work to safeguard ourselves. This is people's money. I mean,
like what?
Sorry?
Give us suggestions.
No. I'm trying. Yeah. See, we have to be deliberate and serious about this thing. You cannot say you want to come and join this organization now, and I don't know where the money you'll be paying monthly is going to be coming from, and it's just very kind of vague and individual. Very maybe you just say okay, you're a businessman, this, you're that. I'm not saying everybody here should know, but at least the key people that we interview. I don't know what you guys ask them at the interviews. When I joined, I'm sorry to tell you, I was not asked any question. You don't know whether it's 419 I'll be using to pay my monthly payment. I'm just trying to say that look,
it was porous then.
We need to be very deliberate and serious about, because of the peculiarity of this kind of society. This is not, if I'm sure that this person must collect 200k every month, how about it will. So if he defaults, you know where to go and corner him, that kind of thing. But someone comes in, he's paying, he applies for a loan, you can't deny him, he's a member.
Thank you, sir. So that we wrap this up very quickly, we don't continue to waste time. You see, I agree with you, sir, in the sense that there's no way we can do this if we don't start the way we started. We are classmates, we are colleagues, and there's no way we will not put ourselves to test. And that is what we have now. This is the test. We have the test now. So until you test people, before you can now vouch for them that, fine, at least apart from him, that he has refused to pay the loan he took, even the second payment he has refused, other people have been performing. You understand what I'm saying? And we are not saying that there won't be mistakes. We are not saying that. But there is no way, the way we started, we could have started differently. Because, when you wanted to start something new, so everybody is welcome. Okay, they say, now the test has come now for everybody to see. So with what is happening now, people are going to be cautious. Whenever you want to stand for somebody, because the way the law has been stated now, the cooperative does not lose. If you take loan from the cooperative, and we know what you have is half, we know we can take the half from the guarantor, we are not losing. You have lost face totally. I'm not sure if he comes tomorrow and clear this balance and he wants to take a future loan, nobody will stand for him. That is guaranteed. So the more and more we are growing together now, we are getting to see that look, some things, I'm not going to go beyond that boundary. You understand? So this is where, as much as you have the chance to become somebody with the chance you are getting from your classmates, also you have the chance to ruin it. So you understand my point, sir? So we know what to do, but the only thing we need to bear in mind is that we need to be extra strict if we want this thing to grow. Taban, you see, there are so many things that are taking so long. Like, look at these new members that we should have done. Me and Larry, we should have done this as early as possible. The treasurer is here. He knows how I used to worry him and ask him. And it's not that maybe the body did not want the new member to come in on time, but he did not even give the report of the meeting we had with you guys for more than 3 to 4 months. Because you see, Taban Foju will pay ọ̀rẹ́ oníwá, and Taban ti bá sọ̀rọ̀, mo máa fẹ́ ṣe, a máa bà nǹkan jẹ́ náà. Because ẹni tó yẹ kó ti climb, kó ti ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe, bóyá ńgbà tá à ń sọ yẹn sìn, ó jẹ́ bí 2-3 million kan wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ dà síbẹ̀. Táwa ò dẹ̀ perform, tá à ń fẹ́ $1 for ládọ́túnla, ṣe bówó yẹn máa lọ ni. It shouldn't be today that we'll be talking about, okay, the day that they were supposed to come now, they also had places to attend to. So there is a lot of things that needs to change. We need to be proactive, we need to be steady. Steady the ship and deliver on time. There's no room for error. Okay, now, when we wanted to have this meeting, what did we do? What did we say at the main field? It's not possible. Is it not possible now? So it's possible. We're having the meeting. So there's nothing we set our mind to do that we cannot do. So those things need to be put in place. There's no other thing that we can do about it. So on the new members coming in, that has been shifted to the next meeting because they have given us reasons why they will not be able to make it. So we can't go back to that. So by the next meeting, that will be done. So because we need to wrap up because of time. I don't know if anybody still has anything to do before we move for adjournment of the meeting.
Calm down.
He will send him a letter that we need to see him. He needs to give us a repayment plan. We need to have that repayment plan before the next meeting, which the secretariat needs to present to the aspect. This is where we are on the second month that has been paid. So now, what are the laws that will be attached to it? That okay, if you make default on the first month, on the second month, we no longer want to have any issues with you formally. We are going to go toe to toe with you. So that should be. You understand my point?
Toe to toe, abi?
Toe to toe. No, Mr. That should be. Look, we are not. We are. You have over a year that you've taken this money. Now, please give us a 12-month repayment plan. How much you want to be paying on a monthly basis so that you at least that's giving peace a chance. Now, please be aware that if the first month you default again, by the second month you are defaulting, you are not giving us anything. We have totally told us that, man, you are not able to give us anything. Then, I think that's fair enough for us to say, look, it's not a freebie. Because you can't get 280 and then nothing comes in back. So, that's
sorry, sir. I just want to add, because you are saying they should send in a letter. Why can't you arrange a meeting with him tomorrow? I know you'll be around tomorrow. You should just arrange.
That is why we are together. That's another big idea.
And talk to him one-on-one. You can steal everything tomorrow rather than.
So let's invite him. Let the treasurer please get in touch with him that we want to see him tomorrow. At least all of us.
You don't need to tell him.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. They will come tomorrow. They just arrange
Let's sign up to come.
Once you tell him, I just
even this video, don't post it today.
No, it's not even until I get back to Lagos.
So let him come tomorrow. Just
all of us will sit down.
I knew very well I would be glad to be there.
So let's arrange ourselves. Let's call him.
Once we see him tomorrow, we like to see you on it. Please sit down. Let us have discussion around the money.
Exactly. You don't need to write any letter.
Thank you. That is why.
Listen, and it should be recorded, please.
No problem.
No problem.
It should be recorded.
I think that puts that to rest.
I want to recognize Mr. Larry. Larry, you are welcome to this event. So, Mr. LRO is still an observer as it is until fully initiated into the society. As it is, it was there in the beginning, but he left. We started this together, but he didn't make contributions and left. So, and the good news has got back to him now, and he has been inspired to come back. So, I'm sure within the next few weeks, we should have, because we have all the reports and they are good. So we just can't meet on it again because we've already passed that agenda.
But we never even knew you are coming back.
And that's why. So you are recognized.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Motion for adjournment.
Item 7. Item 7. Vice Chairman.
Before motion.
Item 7.
Point of order, please. Point of order.
Please, this one is not a question. Please, I want to advise those who are in the end of affairs of the association. We need to be a role model, set example. When someone take a loan and is part of the executive, I think the person needs to show the commitment of payment. You don't need to wait for a long time because they are looking at you. The first person that collected loan defaulted, and is not a good pay setter. Now the executive that we are looking at, everybody will be checking because it's someone that stands as a surety or guarantor. Please, I'm begging those who are in the end of affairs to at least, once you have a loan, keep doing the repayment. It will ginger others so that those who want to assist, that okay, I'll be your guarantor. Once the executive defaulted, nobody will be willing to support anybody as a surety.
Lay a good example for us.
I'm just advising the executive.
It's an advice.
Yes, sir, before you talk, please, sir. Please, I want to second the motion. And I don't need to hide under one finger. Please, the treasury team, you should be a role model. In fact,
Treasury team or
Treasurer.
the treasurer. The treasurer should be. No, it's part of the treasury team. It's part of the treasury team. So the treasurer should know this. He should be careful. He should be a role model and he should protect his integrity. Thank you. That's right.
Èmi wà more practical. Ẹ má gbé gbogbo àti ẹ̀ńtẹ́ ìsọ ìwálé dára mọ́lá.
No, so
Understand, Baba? No, I'm just being practical. You know why, sir?
No, sincerely.
We are empathetic. I want us to understand one thing. We have a very good chance to have a better future together. Because if we are following the signs that we've been having together, it may be in the past, but the past is the past. But when you have a chance to have a brighter future, you just don't gamble it away. Where would you be in Nigeria now, sir? Okay. That you can get a loan of 100K without any pressure for 4 months or something, and there was no pressure. But you cannot say because you have that privilege, you don't need to write. We all need to perform. We all need to perform our duties. It's not Adibu too also took a loan and he's performing. No, sir. That doesn't come in. You see, it's important because example Taba said, sir, are very important. Better ideas in Jadi. You meeting Taba and Elaine sin. Police of Monketo Badola Tabari and Tanson say Kakujo Kaba discuss, and that will save us a lot of time. So we need to. It's not that maybe we have anything against me. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't have anybody. I've said this several times. When I was using Mr. as secretariat, meeting on money. Why would that place be vacant? And land is like that. Look, in GCI they don't use Mr. They use surname or first name or whatever. And I took to correction. There's no need for anger or we need to grow together. We are seeing those who are older than us who didn't take those chances. We have now. So I'm pleading with everybody. Treasurer, I'm pleading with you. You know I've always been having this issue with you, Baba. Yeah, started.
It's born again.
So I've already moved motion now.
Seconded by motion moved by Olani for meeting agreement. Seconded by who is seconding Olani? Okay. Okay, I think
the meeting was adjourned at 6:40 p.m.
Thank you very much. I think you can see that it's not how many numbers we are. You see how fruitful the meeting is. So I would like Mr. Wale Bamdele to please give us the closing prayer. Or maybe I will say corporate Wale Bamdele. Thank you so much.
Father, we thank you. Our Lord and God, we bless your holy name. Father, we gather here today, and to the glory of God, the Spirit of God dwell in us. We deliberated, Lord, and at the end of our deliberation, Lord, your name is glorified. Accept our thanks, O Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
We are going to our various homes. Lord, go with us, be with us. By the time we gather here tomorrow to meet the cooperator that has defaulted, Father, speak with us, speak in us, amen, and let your name alone be glorified. Amen. And we cover ourselves with the blood of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Operators.
Oneness.
Operators.
Progress.
Operators. Power.